It's been a wild year in the association, but it just got wilder because the Denver Nuggets have made two shocking firings, and this coming in the last 15 minutes. The first, reported by Shams Charania. I had to check. I did a triple centel check on this one. I might throw a quadruple centel check on this one, but Shams Charania just now tweeted, breaking: the Denver Nuggets have fired coach Michael Malone, sources tell ESPN. And then just seconds ago, Shams tweeted, full clean out. The Denver Nuggets are also firing general manager Calvin Booth. Sources tell ESPN. Michael Malone and Booth out today. So these are absolutely shocking when you consider the fact that, one, the Denver Nuggets are 47-32. They're right up there and competing for the top three seeds in the Western Conference. I think the Rockets are going to run away with that 2 seed most likely, but they're right there for the 3 seed in the Western Conference. But the biggest thing for me is you are just a couple of years removed from winning an NBA championship. You were 1 game away from getting back to the Western Conference Finals last year. You have the best player in the sport in Nikola Jokic on your team with prime years left. The formula with Michael Malone has clearly worked, but something has gone wrong in Denver. We're waiting more information about why they did this, but this is absolutely as shocking of a coaching firing as you're going to see because of, one, the success that coach had for the organization, and 2, there is just 6 games left in the regular season. 6 games left in the regular season, and you go out there and you fire Mike Malone. And yes, the Denver Nuggets, they had been struggling of late. They have fallen into a slump. They had a 4-game losing streak. They did get back on the schneid, and they were able to, they got the Kings tomorrow, but you lost to the Timberwolves at home by 1 point, and an overtime game is one of the best games of the season. Then it's the Spurs you lose to at home, 113-106. You lose to the Warriors on the road, and the Pacers, they come to your house and they beat you, and you give 125 points to that Pacers team. But is there anyone out there that thought that Michael Malone was coaching for his job? Is there anyone out there that thought that at the very least, if this year didn't go as planned for the Nuggets, that maybe you make some significant changes, some rash decisions at the end of the season and not now? I mean, that interim coach is just going to play Jokic all 48 minutes. I mean, I don't know what the Denver Nuggets are going to do, but we're going to await more information. The update from Shams' lead assistant, David Adelman, will serve as the interim head coach for the Nuggets, sources tell ESPN. Adelman is someone who has been in the conversation to take a head coaching job. I think that Adelman has the potential to be a 30-plus year NBA lifer type of head coach. But, I mean, this is an absolute shocker. What's your first reaction to this news, J-Rob?
I am completely stunned. I haven't seen anything like this. This kind of, whatever's in the NBA water where there are just abrupt decisions happening. I mean, there has to be more to this, D-Mac. There has to be some sort of internal struggle. There has to be somebody did not get along with somebody. There had to be a clash of ideals because, I mean, it's not like they're a top 4 seed in the West. It's not a team that was struggling to be above water. So it's like, to see Michael Malone be fired, I mean, I'm actually like shocked. I don't see I don't know what the point was, like I don't get it. I don't get it.
Especially when you're a team that's won a championship and you have a superstar still in his prime. A lot of times those guys, they deserve the opportunity to see if they can flip the switch. A lot of times those guys do flip the switch and they time their season where you're peaking at the right time. Right. And my first reaction when I saw this news was, Calvin Booth, he's trying to save his ass right? He's trying to make himself look better. And then it's, oh, no, the organization, they went absolutely scorched earth in this one. So, yeah, this is an absolute stunner. The fans of the Denver Nuggets, I think, are in absolute shock right now because the guy did win a championship. He had a lot of success there. But I think we're going to find out that they clearly think that Adelman could be that guy. And I think that Adelman is someone that he's going to get a head coaching job at some point. So when you got that heir apparent already in your building, sitting on your bench, might as well take full advantage of that. And like a lot of people are saying, I mean, did Russell Westbrook ruin another franchise? I mean, I feel bad for Russ from that standpoint. But yeah, this is an absolute stunner. Just kind of going through X right now, just listening to what the Denver Nuggets fans are saying. I mean, no one can believe this. I mean, the timing was just absolutely horrible in this situation. And this is an absolute shocker for NBA fans. And I think the interesting thing, and look, this is the Big Lead podcast, but it's almost like an unofficial Lakers podcast. Yeah. And I will say that if you're the Lakers, Mike Malone was kind of Lakers daddy for a little while there, right? And now daddy ain't coming home, and he's going to be moving on. So I think if you're the Lakers in this situation, and you do have to face Denver at some point, if the seeding works out for you, and you take on the Thunder or the Nuggets at some point during these playoffs, I think for you it's, hey, are the Nuggets going to be better? Because clearly they thought they needed to make something. Because look, sometimes coaches lose the locker room. Sometimes GMs lose the confidence of their roster. So I think this could either jumpstart the Nuggets and maybe it'll be a breath of fresh air for them. Because Mike Malone's a big personality. I mean, when I think of Mike Malone, kind of my memory of him is going to be at that championship parade, looking like he's a 40-year-old trying to dress like a 20-year-old, had this chain on. He was like, all right, guys, he's all taught. Like, all right, 1, 2, 3, family. We're all family. That's kind of how I think of Mike Malone. Yeah. But I think that this either hurts or helps the Nuggets. Could help them, could hurt them. Only time will tell.
Also gives them a way out if they lose in the playoffs.
True. Like it takes the pressure off of their run. Yeah.
Completely.
House money. Either it's, oh, Adelman's the guy.
Right.
They look like geniuses. They could be the ones that it's the reverse Nico Harrison. Like it looks like the shocking move. What the hell are they doing? But it works out.
Right.
Nico Harrison, like the shocking move, and it was an absolute flop of all flops. The Nuggets, they could look like geniuses in the fact that the Mavericks, they traded Luka and they kind of doubled down on Nico Harrison. Whereas the Nuggets, like, hey, we want our championship. We don't like the way this is going. We know we have an elite, all-time great player. We have to take this rag and squeeze it as much as we can and get everything out of there. So I kind of, in a way, I like the boldness of this move, but I need more information. I need more explanation.
Yes.
And I think that we probably are going to get that.
Yeah, it's going to come out sooner rather than later, I think, especially over the next couple of weeks, next couple of days. We'll probably know more of the whole story by Friday. My only concern is if this doesn't have to do with like something internal and they feel like the coaching of Mike Malone was flawed or didn't work, then I am still a bit confused because he was able to coach this team to a top 4 seed. And I'll admit, this is not the same Nuggets team that we've seen over last year. They're not really great defensively. They lack the level of high quality wings. Asking Michael Porter to be a defender isn't great. You're asking Russ and Jamal Murray to do things that they're not really in them. You want Jamal Murray to be your flamethrower, playmaker, scorer. You have Jokic to do what he does. But the other pieces around those two, I do feel like weren't great. But I wouldn't blame Mike Malone for that, just from the standpoint of he's the guy coaching the team. He's coaching through some of these flaws. And so it's like, this to me, like D-Mac, there's just no way you could tell me that this is not a beef between front office and head coaching structure. Like, I just can't see it being any other way.
100%. I think you're on the money with that just because of how abrupt this was. Yeah. And they knew that the pushback of this was going to be, this is ridiculous timing. This is a head coach that had won a championship. And this is a Nuggets organization that looked like they're one of the more stable organizations because you got that foundation in Jokic and you got Jamal Murray. You have a history of overperforming in the playoffs. So that's why this is a starter. And look, to me, I mean, this is kind of one of those where you almost wonder, did he even see the writing of the wall? Did he even know this was coming? I mean, with these losses piling up towards the end of the season, is this a situation where he could kind of feel the vibes of the front office? Because I'm guessing no, because he's probably answering to Booth, right? And Booth probably had no intention of firing him because both those dudes got straight up fired. I mean, this feels like, it does feel like Goodfellas, and he's Tommy DeVito, and he thinks that he's going to be made a made man, and then he shows up and then he sees an empty room and they pop him, right? It was just completely out of nowhere, out of the blue. So yeah, this is definitely shocking. We'll see what happens. I do think that if I'm a Nuggets fan, the only thing I'm holding on to in this situation is still have the best player in the sport. And you do have a guy that, from an interim coach standpoint, has a chance to realize that potential. I mean, that is the case. And just looking for the Lakers standpoint, I mean, the Grizzlies, they fire Taylor Jenkins. Mike Malone gets fired. Mike Brown. The Rockets, a lot of youth, a lot of inexperience. You're really afraid of the Clippers with Grandpa Kawhi Leonard needs.
And James Harden.
I mean, I think that the Lakers are in a pretty good spot. Everything's kind of gearing towards them. But yeah, any more information on this, we'll kind of hit it later on the show.